Sixth weirdest werewolf movie I've ever seen. This is the Howling II, Your Sister's a Werewolf on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. It's week 3 of Spooktober, the final week, with Sam's choice of The Howling II, Your Sister's a Werewolf, starring Christopher Lee. Sir Christopher Lee. Sybil Danning. Anybody else we got in this film?
Reb Brown.
Oh, God. How can I try to forget?
Yeah.
Reb Brown. Good pick, Sam. Good job on that. You've delivered arguably the most frightening of the Spooktober picks.
That's the most frightening?
Well, if you think about the other two,
Yeah.
without a doubt, because I'm confused, and confusion is always scary.
It is.
Cut to Jackie. How are you today, Jax?
I still think that The Midnight Man was scarier.
Because it's your pick. You are always... You're like the most biased person ever. It doesn't matter what you choose. It's always the best.
Because he gets in a dirt fight with a girl?
Yeah, right.
That's scary.
He exploded that kid in the first, 5 minutes.
That's not scary. That's hilarious.
Whatever. I loved this movie. Go on.
Winner.
This was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It's by far and away
But
the only worthwhile movie we watched.
I do have to get this out of my system.
Okay,
though.
please do.
In the pale moonlight, in the pale moonlight, flash through the boobs in the pale moonlight.
I think that's as far as we go with Shitty Danzig. But just know throughout this movie, there's one song playing that is basically just Shitty Danzig.
It's not even really Shitty Danzig. I think you gotta get to past Danzig. That's late Danzig when he starts doing the synth stuff.
Exactly. It's like shitty Danzig.
Yeah. I don't even know then. It's just, it actually, the guy's name, I had to look this up. It's Stephen W. Parsons, did the music.
Okay.
And he is in a bunch of different bands, but this one they tried to prop up the movie was going to help it.
Right.
So the actual band's name was Babel.
Babel, like the Tower of Babel.
Yeah. And this is pretty much all they did. I guess he moved on afterwards.
Okay. The Howling 2 wasn't a launch pad to MTV success.
Wasn't a launch pad to anything. Because it apparently didn't really see theaters in the U.S.
Right.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I'm surprised it saw theaters anywhere. Sam, tell us about The Howling 2. Your sister's a werewolf.
Well, Joe Dante was not asked to return
No.
for whatever reason. Who's to say if he would have done it?
Yeah. I don't know. John, let's see here. This is 86, so he's already 80. Gremlins is 85. He's out.
He's out, yeah. We mentioned Christopher Lee, and since I mentioned Joe Dante, Christopher Lee's in Gremlins too.
Right. Yes, he is.
So when he got to the set, he apologized to Joe Dante for doing this movie. And I'm sure Joe Dante's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, The Howling.
I don't care.
Yeah, did you? I mean, I'm Joe Dante now.
Whatever, I guess.
At the time I made The Howling, I was not Joe Dante.
Sure.
Now I'm Joe Dante, Sir Christopher Lee.
And oddly enough, one of the reasons I think Joe Dante wasn't asked back was the writer of the novel series, Gary Bradner, had a beef with how thinly he followed the original novel. Mm-hmm. And then
there's werewolves in it.
There's werewolves in it, right? And I mean, how close? You kind of want him to read the novel, let him do whatever, right?
Yeah, sure.
So he because there is a Howling 2 book that's actually just called The Howling 2.
Okay.
So rather than help this movie become The Howling 2, a more faithful sequel to its source material, he got on board to write and did for quite a while until he had enough of Fox's business and just quit. But he had used this film mostly to reconcile the differences between the original Howling and the Howling movie before saying, okay, fine, just whatever. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. I guess they were having him rewrite everything all the time and then doing speculative rewrites like, well, since you're not doing anything, maybe you could just guess what's going to go wrong and rewrite for that.
The Occam's razor of writing.
Yeah, exactly. Just write some stuff and maybe we'll use it, but probably not.
Or wait, that's not Occam's razor. It's Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Murphy's Oil. Good for furniture. Jackie, have you ever read one of the Howling books? Because you read a lot of horror novels.
I didn't realize that these were books.
Okay. Maybe we should check out the Howling series. Like, I wonder if they're any good or not. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah. I have zero information on the Howling books.
No, I didn't. Other than the guy's name is Gary Bradner that wrote them.
Okay, all right.
And he didn't get along with, or he doesn't like the way that Dante did the first ones, all I know.
Okay.
And apparently he doesn't like Fox because he quit working for him.
Well, I'm fine with the last part for sure.
Sure.
So,
Do you think that he had as many sex scenes in his books?
when you're writing about werewolves, I think that's just kind of where you go. You know, I mean, if
What?
if you think about it, like I'm writing about dogmen, and then you've got your dogs upstairs humping all the time, I'd be like, God damn it, werewolves would fuck a lot. That's what I would think. I mean, why not? They're immortal beings, right? So they can't get the herp, you know? So bang. Why not? Propagate.
Why wouldn't they get that? They just have it forever and ever. You still get it. You just...
Aren't you immune to disease when you're immortal?
That's vampires.
Yeah.
Well,
Werewolves can get sick.
I don't even think they're immortal.
Werewolves
Werewolves are not immortal.
get old and die. I thought, well, yeah, you have to stab them with the silver bullet and shit.
Yeah, but they age like a normal person.
So they don't eat you, not so that they don't live forever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
You know,
they're
geriatric werewolf is probably not getting it on upstairs.
okay. So they're invulnerable, not immortal, or nigh invulnerable.
These ones seem to get shot pretty good.
Yeah, they get blown up all the time. Yeah, these ones are dumb. So yeah, they get the clap.
Director Philippe Mora. I wonder if it's just Philip and it's spelled Philippe because I don't know that. I
You
don't
put
know.
an E on the end, makes it seem fancy.
Yeah, and like, well, it's just Philip. Like, why is there an E on the end of it then, sir?
It's Philippe.
It's Philippe.
Dirty.
He's Australian, so he should just be Philip. But whatever. The only other movie that he directed in his vast filmography that I had seen was Mad Dog Morgan with Dennis Hopper, which is a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, right.
However, it has some little gore pieces, and maybe that's why they chose him for this. He apparently had a real hard time with this because of the Fox business.
No way.
They didn't really even thinly veil their cheapness when they sent him the costumes. They could have maybe just taken the bumper sticker off that said Planet of the Apes costumes.
Oh no.
They didn't even bother to relabel them. They just sent him the crates labeled as they were for the last time they did a Planet of the Apes movies.
They were Planet of the Apes costumes?
From the show, not even the movies.
Oh no. Because while we're watching this, there's a couple shots that I'm thinking, and the whole time I was like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty apes, because they look like the fucking Planet of the Apes.
And he's calling them monkey boys and stuff.
Right.
So that would explain why they were like, they're transitioning during this time. So they're not full werewolves, but they're only like half werewolfing out. Because that would explain why they don't have snoots and stuff. Because we have Planet of the Apes stuff, and they just glued on some more hair and called it good.
Oh, that's awful.
That's where apparently that line didn't make any sense when we were watching it. Christopher Lee says something like, they're reverse evolutioning.
Yeah. I remember that part.
Man, monkey, wolf. I'm like, wait, that's not the fossil record at all. What the hell are you talking about? And he's like, just on screen going, they gave us the costumes from Planet of the Apes.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, it does if you've got the costumes for Planet of the Apes.
So they're not werewolves. So you're telling me this whole
They're supposed
movie
to be werewolves.
is not about werewolves. It's about monkey people?
Oh, it's about werewolves. They just don't get the camera that close to them. Do a bunch of shots recycled from stuff that they used from the first movie.
But then you can't have this reference that he makes of saying they're de-evolutionizing.
There's some monkeys in there.
There are definitely some monkeys in there.
That's so bad.
Most of the time they are behind a bush or something, so you can't really tell.
I wonder if they're howler monkeys. Boom shakalaka.
Those are too small.
Howling II. Howler. God damn it, I hate you guys. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
They also shot this movie in Prague, which was still part of the Soviet Union at this time, so they had to import American trash to do the LA scenes.
Well, Euro Disney's just right on the other side there, you know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's far away.
Euro Moscow? You
Euro
know?
Moscow.
Or
He's also
Moscow.
not even close to Greece is closer than both of those places.
Disney St. Petersburg? That was a thing, right? You know. The Russians, they love Mickey Mouse.
Why not?
Yeah.
They have their own version.
Which is?
Mickey Mouse looks the vodka.
Or Mickey Mouse gets put in an internment camp for being a dissenter. You know?
Mickey Mouse gets genocided with the Cossacks. That one wasn't very popular with the children.
So they decided not to build in Russia.
All right. Mickey Mouse sleeps with the Romanovs.
Mickey Mouse. Oh, okay.
They think Minnie Mouse is Anastasia.
They love Goofy, though. For some reason,
So
they
everybody
love
loves
Goofy.
yeah. Not as much as the French love Jerry Lewis, but this was subject to a substantial recut, which is kind of unfortunate because apparently, having known full well that the thing was destined to be a shit pile,
Right.
Mora had apparently gone tongue-in-cheek with most of it, and his original cut was supposed to be the funniest
Oh,
of
no.
the cuts.
Oh, bummer.
But then Fox recut it to make it more scary, which made it less sensical.
Yeah, it's more confusing than anything.
Yeah.
So
and,
whose idea was the end of the movie?
Fox's. And this is what the funniest thing is. Apparently, Mora said that the only thing they asked him about, he didn't know that it was getting recut until they called him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, after you just mutilate somebody's film, the one question they were like, because he had already done the Sybil Danning cut 5 times with the boobs at the end.
Oh, okay. So he put in 5
He put
of
in
them.
5 of them, and they're like, do you think we could do that more? And he's like, oh, so you're recutting it? I mean, just do whatever, I guess. You're just going to do what you want anyway. Just do whatever. So they went to 17.
17. They dialed Sybil Danning's boobs to 17.
To 17.
The Countessa.
Just ridiculous.
What else you got, Sam?
That's about the size of it.
Okay. So no numbers, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't really go to theater.
Well, you said that kind of really didn't.
It didn't in the U.S., so I don't have any valid financials on it.
Let's make some guesses. Cost? What are we
I
gonna
would
say?
guess that this cost
2?
somewhere in between 2 and 5.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
Since they recycled the...
Yeah.
You recycling shit, so you're not
I'm
paying for
saying
that.
3.
You got to pay Christopher Lee, probably not a ton, because I mean he's not Count Dooku or Saruman at this point. He was Dracula.
No, he only did it because he'd never done a werewolf movie.
Right there you go. And Reb Brown costs. I think Reb Brown pays you. Sybil Danning's like, I get to take my top off, right? They're like, yeah, okay, $100, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I think, it's a cheap movie, and probably didn't make much back though.
No, I think it did okay. According to Sybil Danning and Philippe Mora, though, her wearing the sunglasses spawned all of the vampire werewolf sunglass business.
Sure did.
And that they were going to get on they were going to do more sequels to this with her and the sunglasses, and it was going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fox and Bradner were like, there's already enough of these, just go make another, just do your own werewolf thing.
Whatever.
And they never did. Too bad, I guess.
No, because the Howling 3 is the marsupials, which Jackie and I also love.
And oddly enough, Philippe Mora directed that one too.
There you go. I think Howling 3 is also episode worthy, but Howling 4 is not. Let's fire this up. You guys ready?
Sure.
Get your cocoa out. Nice warm fire. It starts out with Dracula in space, reading from the Bible with a skeleton next to him.
This is some real public access bullshit on the front end of this thing.
What are we in for?
I was thinking, oh, they're doing like a tribute to the Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah.
But then it's just the skeleton that shows up in the background, and he's just kind of like looking at him like, hey, what's up?
Like they did a shot of Christopher Lee reading Revelations basically in like somebody's study.
Sure. Well, he's in space. There's a shot of space,
But,
and then
yeah,
rather
then
than like
they mad him against
doing,
space.
well, it's not even mad. They just like keyed him out with just like the soft bubble, like you would have a TV switcher do,
Right.
which is where it gets all public access. You expect him to say this, and then the next shot is him giving a tarot reading to some person off the street.
What's that spooky skeleton doing there? Is the spooky skeleton in space too?
He is in a space as well.
Right, he's in space, but that makes sort of almost sense because he does kind of have superpowers. What's the medical
He was
skeleton doing
bored
there?
to death.
Oh, it stinks.
But
Yeah.
All right, cut to L.A. The
which
city,
they have to let us know
yeah,
is
the city of angels, of course. And just in case you were confused on which L.A. they were talking about, there's a funeral going on for this lady who was killed in the line of being a reporter. We don't know what the circumstances are, but the funeral's a pretty downer. It's not a real happy time,
Yeah, the guy is, he's, well, officiating.
I guess a priest.
First
whatever.
down, you didn't touch the dead body's boob. That's legal procedure. Yeah, whatever you doing up there, the
My
oratory.
Excessive celebration.
He's being a real downer. He's like,
oh my God. That's how he starts.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, Becky, look at her butt.
indeed.
And then my favorite part of it was when he was like, she was cut down in the prime of her life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, when I am 90 and I'm laying in an urn, because I will be ash,
Uh-huh.
I want somebody to say that she
Yeah,
was
right.
cut down in
Yeah.
the
No, I
prime
think that's
of her
a
life.
Great. Or I always like she or he died the way they live. Like you do something like you die in like a farm combine
Sure.
accident. Doing what you love.
died the way he lived in a gay bathhouse. I thought the best part of his oratorium was, she's dead. All the way dead and not coming back. There's nothing you can do. She'll still be dead tomorrow.
Life
and
is
the day
futile.
after that.
You go to work and then you die. And
You
that
can-
In
is
the prime of your life.
You can poke her with a stick and she won't move because she's dead.
So fuck it. Amen.
And I also thought it was weird that she had a glass-topped...
Coffin,
Coffin,
yeah.
like-
Yeah. Like you can look inside there. Like
Are you-
just dig her up and say hi.
My thought was, are you waiting for the glass to steam up? Like she's breathing in there?
Oh,
and
that's a good idea.
she's alive! Or, are you just going to go check on her? Like, periodically, are we waiting for a prince?
I
or-
actually wonder if that's actually a thing, Jackie. You've stumbled onto some serious science there. It's like, coroners fuck up. Let's
Sure.
admit it. The world's most frightening thing is being buried alive to a lot of people. It happens, guys. It's happened before and it will happen again because coroners fuck up. That's what we get for electing them. I don't know why we do that.
Is that person
I also
dead?
don't-
Yep.
I also don't know why they have D's or R's behind their names, but whatever. The medical examiner has fucked up in previous history, but that would totally make sense that you put a piece of glass on there if they're even breathing shallowly. If it's airtight, it will steam up. I wonder if that was ever a thing.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's a selling point at the funeral home.
thought that this was.
Just in case we fuck up, do you want the glass
Yeah,
lid?
right.
I was just thinking it was on the front end of computer program machining, and so they realized that they could make the doors for both coffins and curios at the same time.
Right, exactly.
Just
Yeah. Mass
double
produced.
dip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2-for-1 special.
Yeah. They used to put, back in the day, you would have a bell on your tombstone. Did you guys know about that?
No.
Yeah.
With a string that hung down into your grave just in case. Ringy-ding-ding. So,
Well, the bell's up on the
You're
top.
still
right,
alive
but the string goes down to you.
and
Yeah.
covered in dirt and thinking, well, if I could move my arm, I'd pull the bell. Well, who thought this out?
You're in a coffin, Sam. Come on.
Well, they put you so that, your arms are crossed on the top and you're wedged in there because your family's not going to pay for the extra luxurious coffin to give you a little more room.
Uh-huh.
So you're really, and they put the string down by your knee.
Right.
And you're like, oh, fuck, that's a long, oh God, my hand is stuck. I'm almost there. And you die. And then 30 years later, when they dig you up, there's your hand, and it looks like you're trying to touch your crotch.
Because that's what they're instantly thinking. Oh, see, he was alive and horny.
Yep. He died the way he lived, listening to the Divinals.
That's a 4-pointer. Speaking of not being dead, she's not dead. She's a fucking werewolf.
No, she's not dead.
Well, she's not even a werewolf. She's a monkey.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess the guy that
an
was
ape,
being
man.
an asshole was wrong. She's not dead.
She
is coming back.
Yeah, he just wanted to make those people feel shitty. Like, that's his job. I am the unhappy priest. So Count Dooku's there, and he's like a cult investigator, I guess, is what his job is.
He is an investigator of the occult, yes. I believe
Yeah.
that's what it says on his card.
Yeah, right. And he's like, I think some bad things have happened here. Please come see me, to Reb Brown and what's the actress's name?
I didn't care to even bother to look her up. Because
Cornstonman?
Now, she was an interesting costume design piece.
Jenny, the character Jenny?
Yeah, because at the funeral, she's dressed like a business attire, right?
Right, which is what you wear at a funeral. Business attire.
Right. She's not
formal
wearing,
wear.
Yeah, formal wear, but she's not dressed for a funeral.
Oh.
By any means. She's got the wrong colors on. And then later and throughout the movie, she's dressed like a dude. She's got a tie on in the neck and like this old man sweater. Like she probably has Werther's Originals in the pocket with her golfing pants on that are too short. And then when they go to Europe, she's got a Bill Cosby sweater on.
Whoa, hey, we don't talk about that here. How dare you?
I did see Bill Cosby season 1 and 2 of the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
At the thrift shop.
Yeah, I bet you that
they were trying to get rid of him for $2.
Sam?
A Bill Cosby sweater is just Bill Cosby on top of you sweating.
Oh, God.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So he's like, it turns out that your sister was a werewolf, and I'm here to
Well, you know that she's not dead.
Yeah.
And that you just buried her alive and you're a dick.
And I'm going to kill her. Why did he even come to these people? Like, would you like to help me kill your sister? No, like, just say, do it. Just do it. Just stab her in the heart with the fucking titanium spike and don't even tell Reb Brown and Jenny.
Maybe he got in trouble from the Humane Society for murdering wolves.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Fish and Game. That would be Fish and Game, not Humane Society.
Right.
And they were like, look, dude, you can't go around just murdering wolves. You have to have a tag. Or at least the family's consent.
Well, they're not wolves. They're monkeys. They're weremonkeys. Okay.
They're not indigenous to California, so I guess you just shoot them.
You're right, yeah. So Reb Brown's like, oh, fuck that guy. My sister wasn't a werewolf. He at no point is like, werewolf? What? Like, there's no such thing as werewolves. He is only doesn't believe that she is a werewolf. Not that werewolves don't exist. This is the only thing he questions throughout this entire process. Not my fucking sister.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, he is from Montana. He's a sheriff in Montana.
Yeah, okay, so
It says that?
it
Yeah,
does.
it
yes,
does. That's
yeah.
why he's got a bolo tie the first time we see him.
Yeah, there's like a one-liner in there to explain why he's tough.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought he was there for the bar fight. Like
Yeah.
some people are there for the beer, and other people don't even care about the beer. They're just ready for people to fight, and so they can fight them. That's his character in this the whole time.
Yeah, right.
He escalates to shooting and punching, no matter what the conversation is.
Indeed. Later, at a punk bar in L.A., which is where the band comes in. What was the band's name again?
Babel.
Babel.
At the wolf cave.
Yeah, it's this. I don't know. Is it?
It's the werewolf cave. It's written on the wall.
No, it's Bat Cave.
It's called the Slammer.
Yeah, the bar's called the Slammer.
Oh.
So I don't think it is. I don't think it's like that techno funky business that Blade murders a bunch of vampires in. I think it's just a punk bar where these vampires happen to be hanging out.
They're not vampires, Justin.
The werewolves. Sorry.
They're monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Correct. We're monkeys.
But they do have a kaleidoscope-looking werewolf on the wall.
Yeah, they like it, but I don't think it's a werewolf club. I think that band isn't werewolves. I think this is just like 1980s. Hey, this is what downtown LA looks like.
It's a club that has an enthusiasm for fur.
Yeah, sure. They're furries, as it were. Yeah, they dress
Sure.
up in pink bunny suits and bang.
If you're a furry, do you let all your pubic hair grow out? Like you just never trim it so it's more animalistic?
I don't know. It's a good
I
question.
doubt it because it's more about the fursuit.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just about being furry. I don't know.
In the 80s in LA, fur was murder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They didn't like it at all.
I don't think they like it now. This is pretty riveting.
LA, it's too hot to be a furry in LA. Streets.
Okay, so Christopher Lee's there. He's stalking this one particular monkey wolf that is she's like a voodoo priestess kind of in a way. That's like her motif. She's
I think she's just a sexy lady that is really bad
okay.
versus the other ones because she doesn't have. There's not really any shtick that you can put on her. And she isn't really a monkey either. She just gets like a rock face thing going on.
Yeah, she gets gross face. But he at one point explains during the movie that she is a special type of werewolf that can't be killed by silver bullets. The other ones can't be killed by silver bullets. She can't. She's immune to them. Only titanium will work on her?
Titanium.
Okay. So what's her deal? Like, I mean, because here's the thing. She's just hanging out in LA being a general werewolf, and then later the villain Sybil Danning's like, oh, we've brought you here. Well, if you brought her here, how did she become one of these special werewolves to begin with? Like, are you just born with it?
Well,
Yeah.
the hobo werewolf died that
It's-
she was standing at the graveyard with. So I'm assuming that his magical bullshit got passed on to her, and that's when she got the medallion of the best friends so that she could go and, now she's the leader of the Los Angeles. So she automatically gets a boost in immunity.
Oh, interesting.
I think it has to do with where you became a werewolf. Mm-hmm. So she became a werewolf at a bicycle factory.
Okay.
And therefore she can only be killed by titanium.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's also very, that's how it always works. You can only
Sure.
be killed by things that are made at the place where you're born.
Like the fires of Mount Doom.
Right.
It's a good thing she wasn't born there.
Well, that-
Otherwise, we'd have to stab her with a volcano.
It's mine. So she takes these biker guys. She's like, come along with me for a good sexy time. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, because we're dumb. These biker punks, they follow her basically, I guess, all the way across the county. Because it's morning when they get there.
Day and night does not matter in this movie
Right.
at any point.
Nope.
Yeah.
When the day switches, they'll let you know by flashing it up on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
One time.
One time.
Every other time is fine.
This is a 2-day movie, even though half of it takes place in Europe and half of it takes place in LA. So they go to this like abandoned building and they're like, oh yeah, let's come in here and party. And they find her and she's naked and they're like, yeah, we like to play rough. And then hilarity ensues.
Well, one of the biker guys brings somebody with him,
Right.
like some other chick. So
right.
they're like, we're going to go get started later, losers.
Yeah, he was like the guy that wasn't really into it.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I will just have sex with this lady instead.
In an abandoned building. Like,
Yeah.
Why
I guess
not?
we can't go back to my place.
Yeah, he should have just gone back to his
Right.
place.
It's much closer than where they go. Yeah, this is a long drive.
Yeah.
We had to stop and get gas twice.
Oh, I think he gets 80 miles to the gallon. He had a little 400cc job.
Yeah, but she was driving in a fucking Isuzu. She had to get a lot of gas. Okay, so what happens to proceed is a werewolf attack on these people,
Unclear.
or a weremonkey.
Unclear.
Yeah,
One guy gets hit by a fishbowl, and he gets pissed.
in the head.
So he's like, I'm going to stab whoever did that, and he starts to walk off. And then his buddy's like, oh, you done pissed him off. You've made a real crucial error in our sexy time. Even though we're still going to have sex with you, we're just going to be mean about it. And then he gets hit by a fucking log.
This log flies out of nowhere and bonks him to the
And
ground.
Just nails him in the head. Like, whoa, that guy just got hit by a log. And that's where I'm saying it's unclear if it's a werewolf attack because these are just flying objects.
Yeah, another guy, the guy that was making out with the chick, he gets a crate dropped on his head.
Yeah, just bonk.
3 out of 4 of these people get bonked in the head by objects being chucked at them. That is very not werewolf-esque.
No, they only have a shot of one werewolf in between the crate getting dropped on the guy in the overalls and him getting dragged off.
Uh-huh.
So we're supposed to think it's a werewolf dragging him off, and we're like, I just think that there's a lot of things that can fall in this warehouse, and it's dangerous.
Right, and the one guy, he gets stabbed by his own knife, and then the other guy falls off the building as he's running away to his death.
Yeah.
And then the chick sees him, and she gets werewolfed?
I think she gets werewolf.
Okay. All
but
right.
everyone else dies of misfortune.
Damn rats in these buildings.
Giant rats. All right. So Jenny and Reb, because they were just going to call him Reb Brown, they go to Christopher Helsing's mansion.
Yeah.
For, I guess, like, to see what's up. Like, okay, you've made this really strange accusation that my sister's a werewolf. Tell us more.
So is Jenny friends with the dead lady?
Yeah, they were
seems that way.
friends that
Yeah.
were both reporters.
Okay.
Oh.
Because she seems like she's his girlfriend the entire time.
Kind of.
And he's from Montana, and that doesn't make any sense.
No. Christopher Lee is like, okay, so I've got this tape. And what happened was, help me out here if I fuck this up, but it seems like his sister was an anchor woman?
Yeah, she was about to do the traffic.
Yeah, on Channel 2 News.
Uh-huh.
And she turned into a werewolf?
And one of the camera guys had a silver bullet, and he filled her up full of hot silver.
Right. And actually, I don't even know if she turns into a werewolf on air because it starts and she's already a werewolf.
Yeah.
So it seems like she showed up for work. Hey, guys, ready to do things? How's sports looking, Wayne?
Somebody's going to have to tell her.
She's a werewolf.
You can't let her go on like this. And meanwhile, Steve, the camera guy's like, you'll burn in the fires of damnation. And then just rains lead on her with a 38.
Yeah. That's what seems to happen, Jackie.
Meanwhile, she's freaking out at her desk. Where is my coffee? Somebody ate the last sprinkled donut.
As a werewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She's fucking pissed.
Maybe there was just all a big mix-up.
That was her Halloween costume.
Yeah, none of them liked her, and they fired the makeup lady. Like, bad job. You're fired. We're out of time. Go on the air looking like that, I guess.
Yeah. And one day without plucking, and she looks like a werewolf.
Or a weremonkey, whichever. So he's like, nope, fake news. Literally fake news.
Fake news. But the reporter's fairly convinced, Jenny. She's like, I know those people, and I have always thought that Steve was going to shoot me if I did something wrong.
I asked him about what type of bullets he had, and he was like, silver, of course, dummy.
Do you think he fished those out after?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, they're silver. I would have went in there and been like, all right, get the forceps.
Doesn't that happen in Silver Bullet with Busey? Like, he's like, I think they dig the bullets out
No.
because Busey basically lives in a trailer, and like, so he spends all his money on silver bullets.
Huh. Well, in this one, Chris Lee says that if you don't leave the bullet in there, they're damnation forever.
Oh.
Or something, right?
Oh, wait, if you don't leave
Yeah,
the
you
bullet in?
supposed to leave it in there, and
Okay.
then they die all the
Okay.
way or some crap. But then the second you take it out, they're like, I'm back. Whoa.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not sure. All I was able to really gather from this scene is that he had actual taxidermied werewolves in his house.
Sort of.
Sort of. One of them was really vicious, and the one behind him looked like he was yodeling.
And then he's just got like a mid-transformation bust,
Yeah.
which is, it's just the top half of a costume, you know, where you wear the shirt and it goes, it's a mask.
Yeah.
It's a prop. And they just said that, oh yeah, he's a taxidermy that. Well, where's the rest of him?
Yeah.
It was not salvageable after the sex fest.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, it read in the notes that the author decided that they had retconned the fact that everyone knew werewolves existed. So those are, I think, supposed to be real life kilt trophy werewolves.
I think so too.
In his house.
He's got taxidermied monkey.
Yeah, but
wolves.
everybody else that he kills in this movie turns back into a person. The hobo werewolf.
Taxidermists can really work magic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's an art.
Okay.
He explains to them about is it Stilba or Sturba?
Sturba.
Okay, Sturba, Sybil Danning's character.
Yeah.
That she is like a mega werewolf and that she's 10,000 years old and that on her 10,000th birthday that's coming up just around the corner, don't forget her to get her a nice gift, she is going to reveal the werewolves. The werewolves are going to reveal themselves, is what he says.
Yeah, they do that she does it a couple times. I think she does it 17 times at the end of
Right,
the movie.
indeed. Check these out.
Yeah, whoa, hey.
So I guess they're going to have like a coming out party?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're here in Transylvania.
Sure.
Werewolves.
Here's our privates.
But we already know that you guys are werewolves because we've been stuffing you and mounting you to our walls for hundreds of years.
Even the peaceful yodeling werewolves.
Yeah.
Well, then I have a question.
Okay.
Because I didn't realize that it was a 10,000-year birthday.
He said 10 millenniums.
Okay. He is their brother and sister.
Save it for the end. Save it for the end. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But I don't know what's going to happen. That's my problem is like, what if her birthday goes off without a hitch? Then what?
I don't think anything.
Okay.
Like, what could happen?
I don't know. They bark at the moon.
What could happen if no one does anything in this movie is his sister crawls out of a grave as a monkey. That is the consequence to people not taking action in this film.
Well, she's not in the grave, though.
She's in like a mausoleum.
She's in her house. Sturba is the old witch at the beginning.
I know, but the lady, his sister's a
Reb
werewolf.
Brown's sister.
Yeah, she's going to come out of there as a werewolf monkey.
Right.
That's the only consequence to no actions being taken in this film.
Right. Okay, so speaking of which, he's like, yeah, I'm going to stab your sister in the heart with a titanium stake tonight because that's the only way to kill her because silver doesn't work. I don't know. Don't worry about that part.
Probably would have been cheaper if he just went out and bought a set of handlebars.
And Reb Brown's like, no, nobody does that to my sister. I don't like it. So I'm going to go kill that fucking guy.
Yep.
Not ask him, not call the police, not be like, dude, my sister's not a fucking werewolf. Or maybe like go with him and be like, well, I'm going to see if she's a werewolf. And then I'm going to stop him if she's not. He's like, I'm going to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking cut that guy to fucking pieces, motherfucker.
He's outside of jurisdiction, so he's just got to take the law into his own hands.
I'm going to fucking start with the nuts and go all the way up to the throat.
Yep. Got him like a fish.
Yep, motherfucker.
It's your duty as a citizen.
Okay, yeah. So stop Van Helsing. So they go to the cemetery, and Christopher Lee's inside, and he's about ready to stake the sister, but then there's fucking vampires everywhere. There's just or not vampire. God damn it! I always mix those two up. There's werewolves everywhere.
Dr. Zaius is there.
Yeah, Cornelius. What are these guys doing there?
They never leave one of their own on consecrated ground.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he says in the movie.
So they're there to retrieve the not quite corpse.
Yeah.
Right.
to
They're going to
pick
give her a
up.
better life in an abandoned warehouse
Right.
where the rats throw shit at you.
No, she's going to be throwing the things at other people, I think.
Okay. So that's okay. All right. Whatever, Christopher Lee. And Reb Brown's like, holy shit, there is fucking werewolves in this movie. God damn it. And starts blasting them.
Yep.
Starts shooting all of them. And the sister transforms in the coffin. And he's like, shit, god damn it. My sister is a werewolf. Huh. And he shoots her.
Yes.
Not even.
Christopher Lee's like, oh, shit. And he just puts the lid back on.
Right. Close it up. They shoot the old guy werewolf that Jackie's been talking about, the like her caretaker, I guess, or whatever.
It's just some dude that's with her that's also a werewolf,
Yeah.
and he's old.
And they're like, talk, son of a bitch. And he's like, Sturba is in the dark country.
They also should be noted that after they shoot him and he appears to be mortally wounded and unable to move, they then hit him with a net just in case. And they don't even really get the net all the way on him. So they have to, like, two people get the net over him like it's a blanket or something.
It's an Afghan that they've wrapped him up in.
Let's just gently net this man so that he doesn't get away.
It's not underneath him, which I know very little about netting a person because I've never seen it work on film.
No.
But I would think that it would have to be like his arms would have to be stuck inside of it, kind of like a 3PO when he's upside down. But it's just on top of him.
It's not doing anything.
It's not. Just stand up, dude. The net falls to the ground.
And he's like, "Did you just net me? I'm dying."
From it, I guess. I don't know. So she's in the dark country, which is Transylvania.
Which is where vampires are.
Which is where vampires are from.
I believe werewolves are more from Norway.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think werewolves actually are French, the origin. I believe. Don't quote me on that. No, we're not going to look it up, dude. We don't have time to that. We're not also a fucking Legends podcast. We're a bad movie podcast. The listener, look it up on your own time. Vampires are also not from Transylvania. That's just Dracula.
Vampires are from Cleveland.
Yep, right.
Because everybody knows that Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks.
Vampires are for truck stops.
They're for truck stops? Vampires for truck stops. Vote yes on Proposition 6.
God damn. Ever since we passed that Prop 6, I can't take a dump at a truck stop without getting turned into a vampire.
Yeah, but I can drive all night.
Used to be just lot lizards here, but now it's lot lizards and vampires. Vampiric lot lizards. I can't bang a lady.
Getting sucked on either end.
I'm not even sure if it's a lady.
I don't know which one is paying me and which one I give the money to. This is crazy.
I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I love trucking.
Well, think of it this way, though. If you picked up a lot lizard that was a vampire, she could suck you off while you ride down the road, and then you're like, beat it, bitch, and she'd turn into a bat and flap out the window.
Well, how convenient.
I know. And then you could just roll up the money like you're going to smoke dope or you're going to sniff cocaine, right? And put it in her little bat necklace. You know, like one of those dogs that carries the whiskey. They'll have a little wooden bucket on it, and you just let the lid put your money in, and it flies out the window.
This is very, very much what I know about vampires.
Yeah, this demonstrates a very poor knowledge of vampires and prostitution.
Right now, Blade is somewhere scratching his head going, huh? What?
I'm just saying, new business.
Okay. So the apprentice vampire or werewolf lady, I guess is what we're gonna call her. She arrives in Transylvania by train, and goes up to the castle. Mm-hmm. Meets up with some dudes who I guess they have to sneak her in the back of a truck, kind of.
I think there's just only so much room in the front.
I guess.
Yeah, dude, and they got best friend necklaces. That's how you get into this club.
There's also some other people in the back of the truck.
Right.
That also had best friend necklaces.
It's like they picked up a bunch of werewolves at the train station.
Why not?
Anyways, they
trucking them in.
They see some joggers jogging up the street. They're German tourists, I believe.
I guess one of them does not look like a jogger or a hiker.
He looks like the guy that goes up the game in Price is Right, that falls off. The pickaxe guy. I like that game. He yodels the whole time.
Sure.
And he looks like one of those guys.
He looks like a fat guy in a tight pink tank top.
Yeah, he also looks like that. And so they pull them inside. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll give you a ride. And then they're going to eat them. And they're like, ooh, schnitzel.
They start eating the fat guy before he's all the way in the car. Like, wait, I'm not in yet.
I heard one werewolf 80 yard in say, oh, we had Chinese last week.
Yeah, he said that. And these
Yeah,
are
I was
both
like, what?
Germans. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they were debating on what kind of food that they were going to get.
Oh.
And schnitzel just fell into their laps. Schnitzel. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Team Lee has come to Transylvania, and they're in a Yugo. So they're really ready to kick ass.
This thing looks like it has at least tall wheels, if not four-wheel drive, which
Yeah,
makes me rethink everything.
It's like the AMC Eagle version of a Yugo.
Which has got to be totally badass and very tippy.
Yeah, right. And not run very well. Later, back at the castle, the werewolves are having a blood sacrifice and presumed orgy because they are taking what appears to be a virgin, or I'm inferring virgin because she's wearing white. I don't know, but it's a sacrifice. I'm assuming it's a virgin blood sacrifice.
Sure.
And
she's already bleeding. She's got blood all over her feet.
yeah, I think she's dead. Because I don't think you need her to be alive for Sybil Danning to suck the youth
Life
out of her.
Out of her?
Well, it's the youth.
I think she has to be somewhat alive.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
They probably bonked her on the head.
Yeah, so Sturba is not 10,000 years old looking anymore. Not that she really was. It's just one of those youth rituals.
Yeah, she sucks some bad animation out of the victim. They dump blood on her first, too. Like,
Right.
I'm not sure what that does.
I don't know. Maybe it's fun.
Didn't have anywhere else to put it.
Yeah, there you go. Where else do you keep your goat's blood? So she's like, I'm returned and I'm hot, and come into the bedroom with me, new lady. And inside, she's got this dude. What are we going to call this guy? Her right-hand werewolf guy.
The guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, but what are we going to call him?
Not Jimmy Smits.
Okay, I was going to say not Marco Rubio, but
He looks a little bit more like Jimmy Smits.
I don't know about that. Either way, her right-hand man, she's like, you are excellent breeding stock. You're impervious to silver bullets, and you're kind of like a vampirous werewolf.
Something.
I like your fashion and the way you contain yourself. Bang her.
I don't even know if it's that clear. It's like, you see her? Yeah, you like her? Sure, whatever. And then they start banging.
No, she says, the seed that comes from you will create a reign of werewolf society for another 10,000 years. Your babies are going to be awesome.
Huh.
Bang her. I demand it. Why not bang you, Sybil Danning? You're the prime werewolf.
She's dried up. She's 10,000 years old.
Menopause was a long time ago. 9,950 years, to be exact. Yeah. I've got kids in Cleveland. They don't call, they don't write.
No, they don't.
Probably because they're dead 10,000 years ago.
It's stabbed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Team Lee finds a lady in the road. This is just like when the movie stops becoming a werewolf movie that's kind of shitty and starts entering into some very strange territory. There's a pretend dead person in the road to try to stop them, I guess.
Yeah, and the whole town's there.
Right.
Like, oh, thank God you're here. We couldn't get this lady out of the road. There's only 15 of us.
Right.
She needs to get to the nearest town. She is injured.
She was hit by a car that then crashed right next to her.
She got hit by the car, and the car flew off the road because
Yeah.
she's Superman.
Or she's a fucking werewolf. And the town is a bunch of werewolves too because they're in on it. I don't know.
They wander off, and then Christopher Lee's like, this woman doesn't need help. She needs to be dead. And he just stabs her ass because her teeth grow, and she's obviously a werewolf. And then Reb Brown's like, where'd they go? And he's like, they're still here. And not here. And then he decides to walk into town rather than ride the rest of the way.
I'm going to hoof it.
Yeah. There's only one road.
I need 12,000 steps still.
Only going one direction. So they just have to drive back like, see you later.
Yeah, they split up. You know why? He's going to take a walk. 'Cause there's a fucking werewolf in the back of the Yugo.
Yeah.
He knew.
He knew.
It's like, I got to get rid of this Reb Brown asshole.
And they almost crash off of the road because of the werewolf.
Right. But it doesn't even, Reb Brown's driving it. It doesn't even seem like he's vexed by it. He just plugs it full of lead in the back seat.
But then almost drives off the road.
Drives off the road.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention that, this scene was completely unrealistic because when they get back in the car and they start going towards town, there was no bump.
Oh, yeah.
Over
from
the
running
lady.
over the dead
It was
werewolf.
just like the Jan person's sitting there drinking whatever out of a flask, a
Grape
giant flask, mind you. And then, oh my God, werewolf!
And they don't yell at Christopher Lee to get the fuck out of the road. Because he's just right up there on foot.
Move it, old man!
And he's like, who's this old guy? You know him. You just talked to him 3 minutes ago. There's a werewolf backseat. God damn it. Didn't you do the circle of safety? What the fuck?
I'm Reb Brown, damn it.
One of the tires could be flat for all we know.
All right, so they make it into town, and they check into their hotel room 666. Ooh.
That doesn't ever come back.
And
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Christopher Lee's not there, so they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll just go upstairs and bang for the first time. They're now boyfriend and girlfriend.
I guess. She's like, hold me, and he's like, I'll hold you with my wiener.
Yeah.
Up against the wall.
Yeah, the hard bang. Because she's like scared, or I don't know.
She's frightened that he hasn't had sex with her yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, if I was going to go into a lair full of werewolves, I'd probably take whatever piece of ass was available to.
Yeah.
Be like, well, you'll do.
I'm sure. Reb Brown, I'm sure will do. Like, there's not a lot of things he is good at, but I'm sure there's one thing he's probably okay at.
Had lots and lots of practice.
No, not lots and lots. It's Reb Brown. I mean, come on, let's be realistic, guys. Oh, what movies have you been in? Oh.
Yeah, well, no, then he just takes his shirt off and like, okay, you'll be fine.
I was Captain America, damn it.
Yeah.
You're Chris Evans.
Well, yeah.
No, that's a different guy.
Yeah, different guy.
You're Peyton Manning? No. I was the first Captain America.
Was he?
Yeah, wasn't that like...
No, I think there was
82,
one
83?
before that.
Okay, then... Yeah, I'm not...
He's the CBS Captain America.
Yeah, I'm going to go talk to Scott Baio now.
No woman in their right mind would choose Scott Baio over Reb Brown.
Yeah.
He at least played in the NFL,
Right.
I think.
Maybe not.
He knows how to make a home run. No, NFL is football. Never mind.
Okay, cool. So they go outside into the town of Transylvania, and there's a little guy there, a little person. He's like, hey, come over here. And he leads them into a church. This little guy is Christopher Lee's contact. He's like Felix of Transylvania.
Sure.
He's a beanbag spy.
Yeah, right. Because when they go
Get
into
it?
the
Because
church...
he's at beanbag height?
No, that's not funny. When they go into church, he's wearing beanbags.
He's wearing a lot of beanbags.
Beanbag shirt.
I don't know if it's like his armor.
I don't know what it's going to protect him from, being uncomfortable when he lays down.
That would be lumpy.
This is my portable video game playing chair that I wear.
I could do that.
I could lay down and smoke a bunch of weed in
It
this
wouldn't
shirt.
be little beanbags. It would be one big beanbag, like just strapped to my ass. I wouldn't be able to go into doorways.
Portable chair, man. There, Stefan, Christopher Lee's character, we should probably reference that his name is Stefan. He's brought in some townies. They've expanded the team of Team Lee.
This is the little guy. We've got this other guy. We've got Constantine and the father. That's like all. They're never named anything but that.
It's a
guy in a hat.
Yeah.
It's Delta Force of vampire or werewolf hunting.
Yep. And only two of them get names.
Yeah.
Constantine and the father.
It's like Airwolf, but not.
Yeah. Only they don't have a helicopter or Ernest Borgnine. They don't fly, and they don't have a magic lair inside of a volcano.
I'm trying
In
to
fact, it's nothing like Werewolf.
I'm trying to think of a good team name for these guys. Like Delta. Well, they can't be Delta Force. They can't be Stefan Force because that's lame. But you know,
Team dipshit. That's what they are.
I'm going with Hokey Pokey.
W Team.
The X-Forkter.
That's dumb.
So bad. But they're dumb.
Yeah,
They
okay.
suck.
They
They're
suck.
not good.
Right.
They're a crack team of like post-middle-aged men. They're not even middle-aged.
From Romania. From Bucharest.
I brought this man in. He's a cobbler. What the fuck is he going to do for us? That's okay. Constantine makes cheese.
Whoa. You wanted the best, you got
Yeah.
the best.
If you're looking for good, I'm the Gouda. What? I don't know. I just make cheese.
Let's go fight some monsters. All right, so Reb and Jenny are like, neat. Let's go check out the town.
They're like, I've assembled the team. Like, oh, okay.
Well, now you're down 2 members because we're leaving.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this was kind of a cool clique, but not anymore. I want my best friendship necklace back.
Yeah, right.
Stefan.
So they go out, wander around the streets. There's a big festival going on as well, we should mention. I don't know if it's a werewolf festival or if it's just
It's Town Happy Festival.
Town Happy Festival. They don't like it. I guess it's a little too European for them because there's a puppeteer thing on the side of the street that's...
The marionette show is a
Yeah.
werewolf killing everybody periodically.
Yeah, right.
It's also the point where they should go to ask for help if they get in trouble.
The marionette show?
Yeah, that's what they tell them. There's a puppet show out there. If you get in trouble, go to the puppet show.
Who do we talk to? Why,
The
the
little
puppets,
guy.
of course.
The little guy just hangs out there.
Oh, that's where Beanbag
Yeah.
Man is. Okay, all right. She's like, whatever. I don't like this place. I'm going to go take a bath. Meanwhile, the werewolves up at Castle Sturba have been banging all day long. Since we left Sturba and the apprentice werewolf and Marco Rubio / not Jimmy Smits,
I'm
they've
going to
been
go with Tom.
They've been screwing very strangely.
We're not screwing. They're just laying around going,
In shitty hair makeup.
yeah.
They look awful.
And there's some rolling around, some pawing at one another, just hot stuff.
There's hand licking.
Yeah, hand licking. I mean, you're looking at this and you're like, wow, this is... If you could be less sexy, I don't believe it. And then it's just the end of that scene.
If there was anything left on the cutting room floor, would it be some butt sniffing? Do you think they sniffed each other's butts?
I think somebody got poked in the eye.
Why?
Did you see the fingernails on those people?
Yeah.
And they were like, and they were touching each other's faces like, oh, I love you. Oh, my God.
They weren't touching each other's faces and being like, I love you. There was like...
Yeah, it was like they were pretending to be wet cats.
Yeah.
Laying in bed together.
But I think it's supposed... I mean, obviously it's supposed to be animalistic, but I think it's supposed to be like
Hot stuff.
wolves humping.
It was supposed to be hot stuff.
Right.
It was not.
It was gross.
That's where... Okay, so nobody
It was-
wants to check my... I bet you they like butt sniffed and they cut it.
Oh, I bet if somebody tried it, like, God damn it, Steve, I was trying to get into character. That's not funny.
I am in character. I'm sniffing your butt. We're werewolves. I'm checking to see what kind of mood you're in and if you're in prime heat. You know?
Even though he already banged her.
Because there's a scene where the old man werewolf at the beginning
Sniff somebody's butt.
scrapes his feet on the ground like he's a fucking dog who just took a shit.
Yep.
So this movie is proclaiming that they're quite dog-like.
Okay. Well, I guess for the sake of the podcast and your mental stability, they did sniff each other's butts.
Thank you. Now we can move on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's talk
And that
about
old man
What is
pooped
a-
his pants.
What is butt? No, I'm just kidding.
What is butt?
What is butt?
Like, that's
does that
the real
mean?
metaphorical question. What is butt?
In the Sylvia Plath term, transcendental
Buttocks.
butt.
Just butt.
Okay, it's just butt. All right. The next day, the festival's still going. And Reb takes off. He's like, "You stay here. I'll buy." And
He's gonna go buy her a present.
no, he goes up to the fucking castle with the little guy.
Yeah. He's
And-
going to try to take care of this while everybody else is, he's going to do it on the sly before anybody else has a wherewithal of what's going on.
Yeah, he walks right past Christopher Lee, and Christopher Lee just kind of is in a stare fest at the other werewolves who are in town. And Jenny's like, where'd Reb Brown go? And some townie is there, and he's like, oh, he said he was going to meet up with you later at the gypsy camp. You have a gypsy camp? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he's the bus boy at the hotel.
Hang out with me. Let's go for a walk, Jenny.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a long walk too to the gypsy place. So
Yeah.
if you want a corn dog or something before we leave the festival, now's the time.
Through the woods, just you and me, where nobody else is, especially not policemen or people that would protect you from anybody that might do you bodily harm.
Who may or may not be a werewolf.
I don't know, but yeah, he tries to have his way with her in the woods because she's very like gullible, I guess.
I guess. And she's not rescued by Reb Brown or Christopher Lee. She's rescued by the werewolves.
She's rescued by Sturba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take her for no apparent reason. Other
Right.
than to just be a hostage.
Well, I think she's bait, maybe. I don't know, because Reb Brown goes in there, and he's like, it's time to kick ass. And with the help of the little guy, because the little guy chucks a knife into the sentry's stomach and then pulls out a morning star out of
Yeah.
nowhere and hits the guy in the head. Where was that little guy keeping that morning star?
And one of the bean bags.
Okay.
Magic bean bags.
Yeah, it's a pocket morning star. Okay.
But the other thing is when they kidnap her, it's like, well, we've got bait now for the people that are already coming here.
Yeah. Because she starts screaming. She knows that Reb Brown's on his way. So she starts chanting or going, woo, Sturba.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes, it's like a dog whistle. Because the
Oh,
werewolves
yeah.
are going fucking nuts. But the little guy, they're like, retreat. She's howling. And
Well,
they've
they
got earplugs in.
They've got magic wax earplugs that keep the wailing of Sturba from making them fall over.
Right.
See, I thought these were little like werewolf teeth that they put in their ears. I did not catch that
Yeah,
part.
they're wax earplugs.
So I was like, why are they shoving teeth in their ears?
Because you can't hear the dog whistle sound if you're a person. If you're a were-dog monkey, you go fucking nuts and hunt Reb Brown. I don't know. But eventually, the little guy falls to the ground. His earplugs come out. And he starts, ow. And Reb Brown's like, see ya.
Yeah, he just leaves.
Okay, bye.
Well, the guy did say, go on without me.
I'm done for.
Yeah.
Yep.
They tried to pick up the earplugs for a couple seconds and then gave up on it.
Don't put your fingers in your ears. Don't do that. Or just get out of range, because you can get out of range, because when she's about to get the business from
Yeah.
the townie guy, she doesn't hear it.
No.
Jenny.
She's not hearing it at all, and she doesn't have earplugs in.
Right. And she's just right over there, because Sturba shows up mid-wailing and is like, we got you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. But it does make some pretty banana business when the little guy finally gets the end of...
Yeah, she shows up like she's there now, and she's got a special future costume now.
Yeah.
She's gone out of...
Yeah, right.
No, this is like her costume of wails and moans.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, she's going to kill him. So she starts like moaning on him.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden she's palpatining his ass, and she's like got
Yeah.
electric fingers.
Right. Yeah, no, she also has a cape where she spreads her arms out and she's dressed like fucking Manos.
She does a Manos cape first. I think
Yeah.
that sort of paralyzes him.
Oh.
And he's like, oh no. And then she's like, no, I'm going to moan some. And then she pulls out her fingers and electrocutes him.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God, this little guy's getting the worst of it. And then it cuts to him and his eyes blow up.
His eyeballs explode.
They just blow up. And you're like, that doesn't make sense.
Usually a head explodes. Only his eyeballs.
But they should have been some of the little electric finger parts coming to his eyeballs or something.
Right.
It's just like, my eyes blew up. And then somebody's rubbing on his face. You can't tell if it's him rubbing his own face or
I don't know.
she's doing that, or
I don't know.
maybe she's electrocuting his pelvis and he's like, the only way out is to take my own life.
I guess.
And he pops his own head by squishing it.
Yeah. It's fucking weird and funny. So they find Stefan. They're like, well, we got to send some more bait. So they bait him with
That's some more bait, even though now their bait blend might actually work because they have the only bait we're considering we would want to consider rescuing.
right, because they send out the little guy, and oh my God, they've got Jenny. You know, he finds a necklace on the little guy, but he's like, where did you get this? And he's chasing him all over the place, and he pulls his mask off, and sure enough, it's his little pal, and he doesn't have any eyeballs. And then Reb Brown comes in, he's like, die, little guy, and chucks him out a window.
Lands on a fence and dies. Then Christopher Lee says, this was the magic of Starba.
Starbuck caused this. So they're like, all right, well, let's go get her.
Let's go get her.
Oh, okay, so now the plan is to kill Sturba? Because I thought that's what we were doing before.
What?
Well, they had to enjoy the festival a little.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
Did you see it was the same 6 people dancing?
Right. So first, they got to lock and load. They got to go into the church. Team
Well, this
X-Forkter.
the X-Forkter is like, now we're going to bring out the arsenal,
Right.
which they can hold in a napkin. These are our weapons. And there's like some tiny knives,
Earplugs.
a bottle of oil.
Yeah, the oil of essence.
Yeah, there's some oil of murmur, and then some knives that are really tiny, some earplugs, and you're like, wow, I bet they're up there fucking pissing their pants.
Here's your gun that we brought from America, Reb Brown.
Yeah, they're like, we also have this gun. It's and they try to make up some bullshit story about the gun when every viewer's like, that's the same gun he had earlier. That's his gun.
That's Reb Brown's gun from America.
You stole that gun from him and gave it back to him to make your arsenal seem bigger because it fits in a napkin.
Curiously enough, they've also got the chalice that caught the blood of Christ.
That's right. They have the Holy Grail, but they never show that one.
They have the fucking Holy Grail.
They don't use the Holy Grail either. It's too good.
Only addressed in one line, we and the chalice that caught the blood of Christ. That's something, guys.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing.
Fuck these knives.
What? It's, oh my God. Okay, I guess you're going to sneak in the Holy Grail in here too. Sure, why not? So they're locked and loaded. They're ready to go. Meanwhile, the werewolves are back at the castle having another fucking orgy.
This one's crazier.
Yeah.
Because the band from the beginning of the movie gets edited into it.
Right?
And they cut this together like it's all happening at once. Like the
Right.
band's there.
Uh-huh.
And
In
then-
L.A.
Yeah. And then there's a table full of elderly pirates.
Right?
Oh, I was going for French aristocracies.
No, there's French aristocrats too.
Yeah.
Like powdered wigs guys.
Yeah, yeah.
What's going on at this table?
I don't know. This party is fucking freaky deaky.
Yeah. And then just a bunch of people humping on a bunch of furry rugs.
Yeah, it's gone full Caligula right now.
But the old guys, the pirates and the aristocrats are just hanging out at a table.
It seems
off
like
to the side.
You know what they are? They're the dogs playing poker in the painting.
But they're men.
But they're werewolves. It seems like they're just hanging out at a poker table watching an orgy.
So maybe that's what it is that werewolves have pictures of humans playing poker. And those are those guys.
Okay. So some guards come in and tell Stir about X-Forkter's on their way. And she's like, orgy done! Attack!
Only half of them stop humping.
Right.
Because they're like, we're in the middle of this. You should have the orgies after you kill the people.
He'll stop humping when he's done.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Well, that's how dogs are.
He's humping my leg. I know.
He'll just give it a minute.
Red Rocket.
Yeah, it's just like, go now. Like, I'm not done. Okay, go in 12 seconds.
Wrap it up, guys. 5 minutes.
So werewolves attack. Weremonkeys. And it goes poorly for one of the townies. I can't remember. Oh, Constantine gets it first.
Yeah.
He just gets nabbed and stabbed, I guess, or bit, or I don't know. Yeah. They kill a lot of fucking werewolves right here. Reb Brown and Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee has gone from like a Van Helsing using like mystical objects to just using a 38.
They're just plugging them.
They're blowing these fuckers away.
And this is where it's clear that these are the costumes from the Planet of the Apes
indeed.
and not. And they even say things like, "Take it, furry monkey." Like Reb Brown says that when he's shooting you. Like, did he just say, "Take it, furry monkey"?
I swear he said, "I'm going to step on your monkey balls."
Yeah. He says a lot of really weird things.
Yeah, and it's all 80 yard.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Fur balls. He
Yeah.
calls somebody. Oh, Jesus.
All right, so then they're walking along. They've defeated those weremonkeys. There's a were ninja because he's just under the ground, hanging out. Grabs one of the guys,
the unnamed party member.
Yeah, and Stefan's like, "Oh shit!" So he fucking hits him with the holy hand grenade.
It's the little jar of oil that you're like, "What the fuck is that gonna do?"
It explodes
in a blue fire, and all I can think is, way to waste it. Dude, you could have probably killed that guy with, I don't know, like 5 drops.
Or, look,
the same effectiveness.
Honestly, what's happened is a werewolf was half buried in the ground, jumped up, grabbed one of your guys by the ankle, just walk over there and kick it in the face. It's at perfect kicking in the face level. You don't need to blow it up because what you've done is you've blown up your guy that it was holding too.
Now, Justin, everybody knows that you don't kick because you can break your foot or ankle.
Off in his ass.
What you do is you stomp.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Either way,
you don't need to use the holy hand grenade, and also you just killed your own man.
Yes. And that thing just shot fire. It just kept shooting fire like it wasn't going to stop. They had to stop and watch it like, whoa, that's neat. When is it going to stop?
It's a fountain.
Yeah.
They're like, way to waste it.
Happy 4th of July.
But it is pretty cool. I wonder if at this point they're like, I really want those shoes that I saw on the Facebook that even a nail won't go through. You know, because then when they're stomping them in the teeth or...
They didn't stomp him in the teeth, Jackie. They didn't even think about it. They hit him with a grenade. They don't care about shoes on Facebook. They're thinking, where can I get more of these holy hand grenades?
You wasted it, Steve. There was only one.
Yeah, well.
Reb Brown buys Wolverine boots from Walmart because he's frugal.
That's dumb.
Well, you know about Reb Brown's spending habits?
He's fast and loose. They reach the castle, and Christopher Lee's like, we must split up. I am going to take on Sturba. You go find whatever her name is. I don't even know.
Your lady friend.
Yeah, whatever that. Yeah.
Who's now covered in blood for no reason.
Right. I guess they're going to sacrifice her. I don't know.
They were going to make her one of them.
Why?
When they
Why
first
not
put
just do that immediately?
Like the 3 stripes of blood, but now when we're cutting back, it's like somebody just dipped her like a popsicle.
Yeah, she looks like fucking Carrie.
Yeah.
They never really address how you become a werewolf in this. Yeah.
I guess there has to be a ritual. I don't fucking know. Anyways, the father goes in first. He's the last of X-Forkter.
Yeah,
he's
the one. He's the last man standing. That's not important.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fucking kick Sturba's ass solo.
Yeah,
and he dies in the most unusual manner that any man has ever died.
She's got this like magic staff that has a bat or something on it. It's like a little dragon bat,
right?
And she's doing magic to it, like.
It's made out of jerky.
Yeah.
It's a jerky magic
it looks
dragon
like
bat.
The general's chicken. So she's doing magic to it, and he's behind her, and he's like, oh, I got her. I'm going to get her. She can't see me, and she then throws this at him, and hentai happens.
Yep.
Tentacle porn. His face and head becomes impregnated by this bat staff thing.
It's a face hugger. It's a xenomorph face hugger is what this is.
That would be a pleasurable way to go. This thing has sex with his brain.
It lays eggs inside of his brain.
Only one.
Well, yeah. Well,
that we know of.
It's a big egg because it's going to pop pretty soon. Yeah, it fucks his face.
Yep.
It is, I don't know, not okay, I guess.
It's not. you're not really ready for it to happen. Like, oh my God, that's really having
Yeah,
sex
but-
with his face.
Am I offended by it? I don't know.
It's not hot.
Should I see it?
There's a lot of sex scenes in this movie that are not hot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's-
And, well, getting fucked by a dragon bat staff is never going to be hot.
Especially if you're, 63-year-old man head. Nobody pays for that on the internet.
Yeah, Reb finds Jenny, and he takes out Tom, as Jackie likes to call him, and the apprentice
Sure.
vampire pretty
easily.
houndedly. Yeah.
They were having their own problems because she's like, stop it. And he's like, I'm going to be a werewolf. Wow.
No, you can't. You can't do that. Stop.
Yeah, she's trying to stop him from turning into a werewolf.
Why would you ever stop somebody from being? And why would you ever go back to human if you're a werewolf? And if I'm just a werewolf, I'm a wereman.
You clog the shower less if you come back
Yeah,
to being
right,
human
there you go.
every
That's
once
true.
in a while.
That's about it.
But when you're trying to kill the people, you kind of want to be the
Wanna
werewolf.
be in were form.
And they're running around the whole mansion, and she's like, stop doing that. Stop it.
Control it.
And he's won't.
Why?
But I don't understand.
I don't either.
Then when they get there, right before he kills them, rather than attack Reb Brown or the lady strapped to the T, Jenny, he runs over and starts groping this lady in a cage.
Right.
And then gets killed because he's not paying attention.
He's thinking with his weredick.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, Stefan has found Stilba. And
Sturba,
Stilbo, I don't know. And then some glowing stuff happens. And they're glowing, she's sending glowing energy into him, and he's like, they're having mind conversation, and she's like, come with me, you and I will rule together, Luke, but it turns out that I am your sister. So his sister is a werewolf. It wasn't Reb Brown, title of the movie.
huh?
Hey, Stefan, your sister's a werewolf.
They're both.
But the fires of hell are going to bind them in matrimony.
He's like, that's grody.
Kinda.
Why kinda?
No, not kinda grody. Heath says it's kinda grody. Not me. I'm not the one that said that. It was him.
So he stabs her, and they catch on fire.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand what's happening
the
here
end
either.
of them. Are they married in the matrimonies
thought
of Hellfire?
There was him using his magic powers in his own mind and her using magic powers in her own mind, but they couldn't hear each other.
Ooh.
But then they hug and they catch on fire.
Yeah. Okay. Are they dead?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, none of these monsters are fireproof.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Whew. All right. And, Reb and Jenny run out of the castle. They run straight back to town. Reb's like, how do we get out of here? What do you mean? Where's
only
the
one
airport?
road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came here on it, idiot.
Do you have anything to declare? Yeah, don't go to Transylvania.
Go back to L.A. Once whatever time passes, they're in their apartment. It's Halloween. They get a knock on the door. Trick or treat. It's a fucking werewolf kid. And then he's like, sweet costume, kid. Is it real?
The kid's like, are you my dad? That's where this was going. I swear to God.
Right.
Do you remember 6 years ago when you were in Transylvania?
Uh-huh.
My mom was the bartender.
You stopped at a truck stop, and there was a vampire lot lizard.
She flew out the window. You gave her a crisp 20. And her barrel necklace.
Can I live with you now? The neighbor, they think it's the neighbor across the hall. They knock on his door like, hey, we're your neighbors. We just came back from Transylvania. And he's like, wait, I don't have a kid. Weirdly. And then closes the door. And that's the end of the movie.
Kind of.
Well, that's the end of the plot.
Kind of.
And then we get sweet music video.
Plot was earlier.
Well, yeah.
This is the end of this scene.
But what is the scene?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what happens here.
I think that there's a werewolf priest guy living in their building.
So is the priest guy a werewolf? Was he the one that trick-or-treated?
The kid's a werewolf.
The kid is a werewolf. Where does the kid live?
In a different apartment. That's what these two nutsacks don't understand, is that he could have come from somewhere besides just the one apartment across the hall.
Who's this priest guy?
Steve.
He's new.
He's not a werewolf?
No, he looks like a pervert, though.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Okay, so are they going to get eaten by a werewolf kid later?
Probably not.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you, that's his illegitimate werewolf kid.
But then why would he, like, I don't have a kid? It's Reb Brown's, you say. I don't think it is, Jackie, because that kid just fucks off. The kid's like, okay, thanks for the candy, and leaves. It's in the movie. He doesn't go, are you my dad? He says, thanks for the candy, mister, and leaves.
Are you my dad from Transylvania 3 months ago?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think the kid's a werewolf. I think it was a werewolf costume, and I think the guy across the hall is a creepo, and this scene doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope.
Nice denouement, guys. Epilogue.
So then we get the band back,
Yeah.
and then Sybil Danning takes her shirt off in the same shot 17 more times.
What proceeds from here on out is the weirdest clip show ever. Like, here's the movie again. Like, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of movies do that where they just show repeat stuff. Hey, remember when this happened during the credits? But this is weird. It's an entire music video of the band to the backdrop of Sybil Danning's tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, even though this takes forever, and you'd God think that anybody involved with making the movies had their name up twice during this sequence, they go ahead and roll the credits again.
Right.
Just some creepier music and a normal black backdrop scroll.
That's your movie, folks. First question I start. Where do I start? I don't understand.
I got a little starting question.
All right, go ahead.
So he quit his job as the sheriff of Montana?
You can't.
Because he lives with her now, I guess.
You have to like resign. There has to be a whole fucking deal when you're the sheriff. Like there's a new election.
Yeah.
You get recalled, or you're accountable. You can't just quit being the sheriff. Like, well, I live in L.A. now.
I found a sweet piece of ace, and I'm out of here.
Sheriff, crime dispatch. You got like at dispatch in his town in Montana. You've got like the lady in Twin Peaks that's the dispatch for Sheriff Harry S. Truman. I can't remember her character's name. Hello, Sheriff. Crime is out of control.
Yeah.
Can you come back?
They stole that horse that got stolen is still stolen.
Pretty sure somebody ate it.
Yeah.
Can you help out with the crime up here, Sheriff? Because we're dying. No, I'm in L.A. now.
I'm in L.A. Going to be in some movies. By the way, werewolves are real.
Goodbye.
So, yeah, watch out for that.
What?
It's probably what got the horse.
They'll eat your face. Sometimes they'll have sex with your face and blow up your head. That happens.
Then
I've
you'll have
seen
a
it.
little jerky bat baby.
It's not pretty. And then the baby comes out of your head when people are on fire and looks around and goes, well, those people are on fire.
So does the next sheriff run under the werewolf platform? Like, you elect me, I'm going to take care of the werewolves. Like, this is the whole new thing in this town. The last sheriff left because of werewolves.
Yeah, so you're like, I'm going to take care of this werewolf problem. And they're like, the only problem we got around here is sheriffs that quit.
And that one fucking horse.
Yeah, and nobody has fucking found Steve's horse.
Jackie, question?
So if he's supposed to be Sybil Danning's sister,
Uh-huh.
Sir Lee,
Stefan.
Stephone,
Right.
how does that work?
Is he 10,000 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, does he just look that way for 10,000 years? Like,
Or did
he just stop aging, or does he have to?
Is he a werewolf?
He
Yeah.
can't be a vampire because he's out during the day all the time.
Right. Even though he's known for being Dracula.
Right. So does he go around cat peopling,
Cat peopling.
where they suck out the essence?
Maybe he
That's
is
a different movie.
Dracula because in the book he can go out at day. He just doesn't have any powers.
Dracula can? I didn't
Yeah, I
think Dracula
thought so.
Yeah,
Thought
he can.
Okay.
He just doesn't be able to do his awesome shit.
So, yeah, why is it set in Transylvania if Dracula's not involved? And why do you have Christopher Lee in it in a movie that's in Transylvania if he's not Dracula? He's got to be Dracula.
That's what I'm going to go with. He's Dracula.
What's his beef with werewolves? Shouldn't he be like, wait, you eat people too? Sweet!
He doesn't want to have sex with his sister, and she's hot.
So it's like I got to nip this in the bud before I make a real bad mistake.
Yeah, I'm going to nip this in the bud 10,000 years later. I guess that doesn't really add, the 10,000 years doesn't really add up to Dracula, though.
It was one thing when she was old and grody, but now that she's Sybil Danning, she must die.
Yeah.
Because I cannot control my own hormones. He's like Mike Pence. He can't be alone in the room with her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or a guy in this movie that couldn't not have sex with the lady in the cage, even to the point of his own demise.
Yeah. Bad call.
So his sister's still a werewolf?
She didn't get stabbed.
She didn't get stabbed.
Yeah.
They just put her back into the mausoleum.
Yeah.
Right?
Left
She's
her
just-
ass there.
Oh, this is really boring in here.
So the one thing that they needed to do, according to the beginning of the movie, was stab her so
Right.
she's not a werewolf anymore.
Correct.
They didn't do that.
Well, Brett shot her.
It doesn't matter. She got shot before.
Yeah, he shot her with regular hot lead.
And
Or even if it was silver bullets, he says you have to stab her in the heart with titanium.
Yeah.
He didn't have titanium bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So she's still a werewolf.
just hanging out in a coffin in the mausoleum.
Yep.
Pretty boring. Yeah, that sucks for her. Explain Wolf Monkey Man by the rules of the film. Not as, whoops, they sent us costumes that suck. How does it work?
Evolution is going backwards.
But why has
Man, monkey, wolf.
has it always like is it always that case according to the rules of this film? Anytime there's werewolves, it's just you have to be a monkey first, or is it just isolated to Sybil Danning's coven of werewolves?
Yeah.
I'm going with whatever you were first, monkey man.
Okay,
Pig, monkey man.
right, werepig. You could have werepigs in like say Scotland or something.
Yeah, we're a pig, monkey man.
Okay, all right, but you can't permanently be a weremonkey. You got to get to whatever's before.
This is like molting.
Yeah, right.
You turn into a chimpanzee for a little bit, and then you're ready to step up to the big leagues and go wolf.
Are you better at being a weremonster when you're a monkey or a werewolf? Like, are you disappointed when you turn into a werewolf finally? Like, oh, I've finally gone werewolf. Dude, being a weremonkey was actually pretty cool.
No one gets upset when you throw your own shit. They
true.
expect it, really.
And how many of the werehogs or the werepigs don't even make it? Because somebody's like, oh, bacon.
Where bacon? Where bacon? Oh, there's a bad one.
Liked it. Okay, I'm done with questions. This is just
No, there's no question that you could ask or answer with this that would make any sense.
Final recommendations, guys. Starting with me. I loved it. It is weird. It's bananas. It's gory as fucking hell. Covered in nudity. Super stupid. Christopher Lee's great in fucking everything. I don't give a shit what he's doing. Reb Brown sucks, and I like it. This is a total due to me. Jackie?
Absolutely a do. It was funny. I like when people get hit in the head with
I
objects.
always love that.
The costumes are fucking
They're
ridiculous.
bananas. It's like Xanadu plus Flash Gordon plus werewolves.
Yeah. I'm
Sam.
definite do.
Sam?
It's a do. And the thing we haven't mentioned yet is that because of that extensive recut, what a hot mess this thing
It
is.
is just garbage.
You just can't make heads or tails of what's going on sometimes, and they're just like shuffling things together that aren't happening at the same time and place.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Like when they keep putting the band back in,
Yeah.
but the
or-
band is still in LA.
Right, and the hot, sexy werewolf sex.
That has
It's
to happen
not.
for like 3 days if
Yeah.
this is playing by the right rules.
It doesn't make any sense. It is crap. I loved it. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Hey, so this one's been buried quite a bit. Hard to get in the streaming. Go watch it right now before it's taken off and we don't see it for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got some listener feedback that we've got to get to from our last week episode. written by listener Redcap Jack on Twitter regarding sleepaway camp. We talked about how we were going to watch all the sleepaway camps.
Sure.
He says there are actually 2 Part 4s to Sleepaway Camp. One was partially made and yet officially released with the footage they had, which did not move it past an hour. It's wretched. And then there's Return to Sleepaway Camp, which ignores parts 2 and 3. But it brings back the original actress and other surviving members of the first cast, also original director. I think it's worth watching, though it is a film I have more inflicted on others rather than had fun with, like Poultrygeist. So, yeah.
I liked Poultrygeist.
Did you?
Yeah, that was the Lloyd Kaufman one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun enough.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. Information about Sleepaway Camp 4. There's 2 of them.
We're only on the second one.
Yeah. Speaking of Sleepaway Camp, on streaming do's and don'ts this week, we watched Sleepaway Camp 2 on Amazon Prime. Jackie, what were your thoughts?
No wiener reveal.
No. That was already done in the last one.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, which we tried to avoid last week. So I'm glad you just went ahead and chucked that in the bin.
Well, that was last week. Hey, fuckers, if you haven't watched it by now, too late.
True. It's on you.
Yeah, it's on you.
Your fault.
Streaming, do it now.
Little victim shaming. Okay. All right. What about this one, Jackie?
The deaths were a little more creative.
They're sillier.
Mm-hmm. It's self-aware that,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be campy.
Yeah, right. It's a sleepaway campy.
Yeah. And the head counselor is Biff.
Yeah, right.
TC or whatever
Yeah.
the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got a Camaro with the T-tops.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing the shortest
I don't think
shorts.
he does. I think he actually has a Dodge Daytona.
He's he's
Either
wearing
way.
the shortest shorts that he can find.
Yeah.
That are white, that you can see everything.
Yep.
And if he sits in a chair with his legs open, you're getting a ball shot.
Okay. What else?
I want to say the lady who played Angela.
Mm-hmm.
She looks just like the lady who played Olive in the Popeye movies. Very thin, wiry. I don't think that they're the same person.
No, they're
No,
not.
because
But-
Popeye movies, you mean
One.
Popeye with Robin Williams?
Yeah.
And fucking,
The Shining.
yeah, it's Mrs. Torrance is Popeye's wife, Olive Oil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I like that she had frizzy hair, so they kind of stuck with that because the original, little girl had frizzy hair.
Okay, so you like that she looks like Angela. That's
Yeah, from the
okay,
first one.
Cool.
And I liked all the deaths. I thought they were more creative.
All right. I'm gonna give it a do. I don't think it's epic. I think it's fun. But I think it's a good use of one's 80 minutes. It's 80 minutes long, but it's not anything that like is a Hallmark film. It tries to be, I think, as awesome as, say, Slumber Party Massacre 2, the Jim Wynorski stuff. It seems like it's trying to be a film directed by Jim Wynorski, but never quite gets to be that type of film quality. And so it's a do from me, but that's it.
They don't get to take their shirts off, do they?
Oh, yeah. There was lots of boobs in this
never
movie.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
just
had
remember.
a titty patrol.
Yeah, there's the 2 kids are on tit patrol.
Oh, that's right. I just remember watching the first 2 of them back to back and liking this one better.
This one's funner.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. I liked this one better.
I don't think it does anything for the genre per se, as it were. But yeah, it's a do.
Shelley Duvall was who you were thinking
Shelley
of.
Duvall!
Whereas Rebecca Springsteen is the lady in this movie.
Oh, Bruce's little sister. Yeah.
Nope.
There was also an Estevez in this movie.
Was Joe Estevez in this?
No, it was the girl. The one the
Used to be a boy.
the nice girl.
Now I'm Angela. And steel workers got
Maybe Bruce Springsteen is actually Rebecca Springsteen.
Oh,
It's actually Christopher Lee in 10,000 Years Old.
I'm on fire. I hate the boss.
No,
We just lost half our fan base by saying that. But
Really?
No, the other half is like, fuck yeah, somebody finally said it. Fuck the
I
boss.
think both halves were like, what? Springsteen? What are these guys talking about?
Whoa. Anything else this week, guys?
I started watching the new Sabrina Teenage Witch.
We're taking
There's
it out.
a new Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I think it was released like on a Friday or Saturday of last week. And I watched a couple of episodes of it. It's not teeny bopper-ish.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be good. We're going to move on from that. Jackie is gone next week. So it will be just Sam and I doing another special for that period. And then we are off the week after that. So Jackie's not even going to be here for 2 weeks. So check us out next week when Sam and I have a bullshit fest. Goodbye.
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 Sam, say goodbye.
Goodbye. That sucked. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.